morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Supreme Court decides to pass regulation for lottery system. The new system will come into operation after endorsement. Cabinet fixes date for upper house election. The election will replace 19 lawmakers whose terms will expire on March 4. Student Union of ruling party protests against price hike, demand immediate withdrawal of the decision to hike fuel prices. Belarus removes migrants away from Polish borders, rejects allegation of aiding asylum seekers. And Denmark, concerned about human rights violation ahead of 2022 World Cup, decides to display critical message through training kits. And now the news in detail. The Sikh community residing in Nepal and abroad is celebrating Guru Nanak Jayanthi today. Followers of the religion organized a morning procession in remembrance of their religious leader who laid the foundation of peace, tolerance and religious harmony. President Bidya Devi Bhandari has said that national unity could be further strengthened and tolerance and harmony between religious, social and cultural variations maintained by following guidance of peace, harmony, tolerance and public welfare set by Guru Nanak, a Sikh Guru. In a message on the occasion of the Guru Nanak Jayanthi, the President wished this festival to inspire all to build equitable, civilized and cultured society by ending all sorts of discriminations and distortions. She also offered best wishes of happiness, peace and prosperity to all Sikh followers residing in Nepal and abroad. In a similar message, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba also extended greetings and wished for happiness, peace and prosperity to all Sikh followers. A full court meeting of the Supreme Court, headed by Chief Justice Solendra Samsir Rana, has decided to pass the regulations on a lottery system for allocation of cases for hearings. The full court meeting, attended by 19 justices, agreed to formulate a procedure in this regard. The system will come into operation only after the regulations are published in the Nepal Gazette. The Ministry of Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs will publish them in the Nepal Gazette after their endorsement by C.J. Rana. Justices at the Supreme Court and the Nepal Bar Association, an independent legal institution of the country, have been demanding the implementation of the report submitted by Apex Court Justice Hare Krishna Karki that includes the allocation of hearings on the basis of lottery system. Meanwhile, all types of cases including habeas corpus were heard at the Supreme Court on Thursday. C.J. Rana assigned hearings to benches, one full, 7 division and one single bench. He, however, did not assign any hearings for himself. The Nepal Assembly election is all set to be held on January 26 next year. A meeting of Council of Ministers yesterday fixed the date of the upper house election. The election is being held to replace 19 National Assembly members whose terms will expire on March 4. An additional post of upper house member will be nominated by the President. There is a legal provision to hold the upper house election 35 days before the terms of the lawmakers expire. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 272 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 818,307, while the number of active cases has dropped to 7,641. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 798,916 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 11,489 after the virus claimed 6 more lives yesterday. Nepal is currently among top 44 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 48.39 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 34.48 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 256.30 million people across the world and claimed over 5.14 million lives. The student union of the ruling party has hit the streets against the continuous hike in the prices of petroleum products by the Nepal Oil Corporation. The NOC has already increased the price of fuel twice in 12 days in a single month. The NOC argues that it is still at a loss even after increasing the price of fuel time and again. Usually, it is the opposition party that chants slogans against the ruling party leaders at Mighty Ghar Mandala. However, the student wing of the ruling party itself is chanting slogans and organizing rally against the increase in fuel prices by the state-owned Nepal Oil Corporation. Student organizations have been protesting for past few days, demanding immediate withdrawal of the price hike. Student leaders have started questioning the government, saying that the price hike has created confusion among the people about the government. During the protest, the transport entrepreneurs argued that the increase in fuel price will affect the price of the overall commodity. They said the transportation charge will also rise if the price hike is not withdrawn. Expressing solidarity with the students' protest, Dr. Vijay Kumar Paudel said that no one can ever support the price hike. Stating that the price of fuel has increased in the international market, NOC has increased the price 22 times amid COVID-19 crisis. And now the news from economic front. The Energy Secretaries of Nepal and India discussed various aspects of energy cooperation between two countries. The three-member delegation led by Energy Secretary Devendra Karki in the Indian capital New Delhi held positive discussions on bilateral energy cooperation with Indian Energy Secretary Alok Kumar. Matters relating to water resources and irrigation, cooperation in the energy sector and its various dimensions were discussed according to Madhu Prasad Bhetwal, Joint Secretary and spokesperson of the Ministry of Energy. Spokesperson Bhetwal said that a positive dialogue was held regarding issues of bilateral and common interest in the energy sector in New Delhi on November 16. The delegation led by the Energy Secretary returned home on Wednesday. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back now to international news. Belarus has moved migrants and refugees away from the main camps at the Polish border, according to Belarusian media and officials, in the chains of track that could help ease a crisis that has spiraled in recent weeks. Thousands of refugees and migrants have tried to reach the European Union via Belarus since the summer. European countries have accused Belarus of deliberately creating the crisis by flying in people from the Middle East and pushing them to attempt to cross its border into Poland and Lithuania. Minsk has rejected the allegations. Belarusian state Ron media reported on Thursday that many asylum seekers had moved into a heated warehouse not far from the border, emptying out a makeshift camp. A spokesperson for the Polish border guard said the camps on the frontier in western Belarus were completely empty on Thursday, which a Belarusian press officer confirmed, the Reuters news agency reported. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Denmark will put extra pressure on FIFA over human rights concern in the build-up to the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Denmark's training kit sponsors will withdraw their logos to give room for messages critical of Qatar. Commercial partners will also not travel to Qatar. The more who join a coalition of those who would like to see chars, the more likely change will happen, Danish Football Association chief Jacob Jensen told BBC Sport. Amnesty International released a 48-page report earlier this month claiming migrant workers are being exploited as they have to build stadiums and infrastructures for the tournament, which will take place in November and December next year. Danish players wore shorts with football support chains on them before their qualifying match against Moldova in March. Jensen said Denmark felt an extra obligation to put pressure on World Football governing body FIFA after qualifying in October. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Full court decides to pass regulation for locking system. The new system will come into operation after endorsement. Cabinet fixes date for upper house election. The election will replace 19 lawmakers whose terms will expire on March 4. Student Union of ruling party protests against price hike, demand immediate withdrawal for the decision to hike fuel prices. Belarus moves migrants away from Polish border, rejects allegation of aiding asylum seekers. And Denmark, concerned about human rights violation ahead of 2022 World Cup, decides to display critical message to training kids. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.